Summer of 2021, one of the most anticipated coasters opened to the delight of many enthusiasts and theme park fans. Jurassic World Velocicoaster was the ride everyone expected it to be, and then some. The hype between enthusiasts online and several of my close family and friends made me itching to get back to Universal's Islands of Adventure to ride this thing. Well, in January of 2023, the time finally came, and for my 30th birthday, I got to ride my number one most wanted coaster on my list. So how did it stack up to the hype? This ride has the best theming I've ever seen on a coaster, between physical props, animatronics, projections, and on top of that, an absolutely insane and complete layout. You start out of the station with a countdown of lights, and 4 very hungry raptors in cages on both sides of the vehicle, before launching into a twisted mess of track inside the raptor paddock, dodging the raptors, which you pass by in order: Blue, Charlie, Delta, Echo, while avoiding the rockwork inside the paddock and going upside down with some nice pops of airtime. But the second half is where this ride really launches itself, pun intended, to a whole nother level, boosting you to 70 miles per hour up the 170-foot tall top hat before dropping down with a massive amount of airtime. Then a zero-G stall over the main pathway. Hang time in this is ridiculous. You're hanging upside down for what feels like 3 to 4 seconds. Then it's a massive double helix. I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but it also has an outer bank in one of these turns, meaning it's banked the opposite way of the direction you're traveling, so you absolutely go flying. This heads out to the speed hill over the water before the ride's starring element, the Mosasaurus roll over the lagoon. A heartline roll over the water where you feel like you should be able to touch the water before popping up a hill into the station. So that's a ride on Velocicoaster. But I like to rank my coasters on 4 things: layout, intensity, smoothness, and re-rideability. So how does the Apex Predator and coaster stack up? Layout. Honestly, what might very well be a perfect coaster layout. Plenty of laterals, airtime, snappy elements, and top-notch pacing to boot. Nothing feels out of place on this ride. I personally love the second half with the top hat, the zero-G stall, the outer bank, and the Mosasaurus roll. Smoothness. This thing is incredibly smooth. Some may say it has a rattle, but I didn't notice anything of the such. Intensity. I would call this a high-intensity thrill. After my last ride, I needed to recharge. My first ride left me absolutely stunned. I really didn't believe that I had just ridden that. I definitely can see why people are graying out on this thing. Also, only having a lap bar for the restraint is absolutely incredible. Re-rideability. Absolutely. I got 2 rides on this over my trip. I wanted more, but trying to balance everything we wanted to do in our short time at Universal. That being said, I could easily see myself riding this thing a handful of times in the day if the opportunity ever presented itself. This pretty much blows every Orlando coaster out of the water. It's the main reason I went to Universal, and I can definitely say this is my new number 1 coaster overall out of the 162 I've ridden. So, what do you think of Jurassic World Velocicoaster? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like what you see, subscribe for more great park content. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the parks.